Hello and welcome to the Culture is Our Plan launch. I'm Primora. Here we go. In the depths of lockdown 2020. I finally came to a standstill, a forced standstill, fully stopped. And it allowed so many emotions and feelings to start to come to the surface. It allowed me to identify blind spots within my consciousness. So writing naturally became a cathartic release for me. One day I woke up and the world was crazy. No one could hear me. No one could save me. I went inside. I hid from the lies and was numb to what was stirring inside. 2020 was such a transformational year. I lost a lot, but when I stripped everything back to its core, I remembered my why. And I stood back up and I felt more passionate than I'd ever been before. We're all a little scared of hurting. We've all had our grief. Through waves of discernment, we look for relief. And deep down I know you're good for me, but something's triggered my insecurities. Deep down I'm scared of hurting, babe, but I'll work through it so we can get to it. This is a song of mine now called Deja Vu. I'm Primora. I'll show up for you like you've never known. You know what to do, now come in close. Wild inclinations coming on, they've been gone for far too long. No shame if you get me wrong, 'cause I'm no kind of common son. No sleep tonight, deja vu. I saw you in my mind's eye, aura shining bright. Honey, you caress my mind. No sleep tonight, deja vu. I saw you in my mind's eye, aura shining bright. Honey, you caress my mind. Ever present, yeah, when I'm with you. Ooh, it's natural, so in tune. Your energy, it's off the scale tonight. I haven't felt this in quite some time. Your heart familiar, your face I know. Past life memories, no need to know. No sleep tonight, deja vu. I saw you in my mind's eye, aura shining bright. Honey, you caress my mind. No sleep tonight, deja vu. my mind. What we see and what we feel, supernatural, is this real? What we see and what we feel, supernatural, is this real? No sleep tonight, deja vu, deja vu. I saw you in my mind's eye, aura shining bright. Honey, you caress my mind. No sleep tonight, deja vu, deja vu. I saw you in my mind's eye, aura shining bright. Honey, you caress my mind. Can we take it? Can we take it? Can we take it back to basics? Thank you.
Hello everyone, welcome, good afternoon. Welcome virtually to the Bradford District for the launch of Culture is Our Plan. I'm Tanya Vital, and if you couldn't already tell by the accent and the broad vowels and the dulcet tones, I'm a Bradfordian actor and producer. That was the stunningly ethereal sounds of Primora, a musician again based here in Bradford, and a great example of the excellent culture and creativity that we have here in our district. We've got a really exciting hour for you planned. We've got a lot to cover. We'll share our cultural plan. Then we'll announce, then the announcement of Bradford's Summer Unlocked programme, plus more announcements about Bradford's Council's grants programme, and some really exciting news from the National Lottery Heritage Fund. Some very special guests with us today to the Bradford District to talk about the brilliant 10-year cultural strategy and poetry from the amazing Nabila Hafiz coming up. Firstly, we're all really glad to be here at the stunning South Square, one of the many cultural spaces in Bradford's district. South Square is a place that exemplifies so many of the ambitions in the cultural plan. Let's find out more about South Square from Director of the venue, Yvonne Carmichael, and others involved in this unique cultural centre.
So South Square is an amazing community and heritage arts centre which is built in a heritage building, and that's in a U-shaped building which is sort of made up of 14 interconnected cottages which were built in 1832.
There's a bar, cafe, local history archive, galleries,
Yoga, Tai Chi,
as well as vegetarian food, artist studios and community spaces.
A lot of the time people come to us and say, oh, you know, I'd love to be part of a book club, and then we'll say, okay, you do it. And here's the space. And we'll help you do it.
Thornton in itself has got a lot to offer. The Brontes were born here and the birthplace is just round the corner. We have been an art centre since 1982.
There was a real sense of people looking after each other, and I think that has carried through to today. We've been kind of polishing the centre up and getting it ready to reopen after having the building refurbished. The centre's ready for another 99 years of being in use by people. We are just really looking forward to kind of exploring a new life for the centre, thinking about where we can take cultural activity and who we can take that to.
It's great to find out more about this gorgeous venue that we're in, especially at such an exciting time for South Square. The renovations and investment they've received from the National Lottery Heritage Fund and Bradford Council. We're here today to launch the Culture is Our Plan's cultural strategy. It's been a really exciting and interesting process getting to where we are today, ready for the launch strategy. One of the big things the plan celebrates is that we are different here in the district, and we needed a different kind of plan. To talk about more of the cultural plan and how it came together, I'm joined by some of the instrumental people in creating the plan. We have Kiran Shah, writer, producer and broadcaster. We have Kirsten England, the Chief Executive at the City of Bradford Metropolitan District Council. And we have Alex Croft, Creative Director of Carla Sangam. Good afternoon, welcome.
Good afternoon, Tanya.
Kirsten, where did the plan start?
So the plan really started from our ambition, actually desire to bring culture centre stage in the life of our district, from that recognition that culture is what makes life worth living, really. And, culture is a vital part of who we are. It's also hugely important to how we take this place forward. Now, as an organisation, we're investing more in culture and the arts than we have done for a long time to really strengthen the whole ecosystem that enables creativity to flourish. But we didn't want to do that in the absence of the energy, the talent of the people and creative communities of the district. So the plan came out of that desire to enable creativity to flourish, but we wanted it to be a plan that was built with the creative energy of people in our district. What we want is for Bradford to be a place where the young creatives of our district take us forward. And this plan is part of that ambition, to give expression to that and to take the next steps on the realisation of it.
Thank you. Kiran, now I know a lot of people were involved in putting the plan together. How did that come together?
Well, it was really a collaborative project. So this is not a plan that is going to be sitting on a shelf, a dusty shelf in Bradford Council for the next 10 years. This is going to be a living, breathing document that is open to change for the next 10 years. And part of that process was really working with as many people as we possibly could. I think we must have worked with hundreds, if not thousands of people to put this plan together. And it wasn't just a consultation, it was about having an open dialogue with as many different groups as possible. So we worked with members of the Cultural Voice Forum network. Alex and I chaired a series of 12 events where it was online discussion forum, which was really like thematic approach facilitated discussions. But they were really just an open space where we could all talk about the provocations and the themes and build a vision that was really about the people of Bradford's plan and ambitions and changing that narrative around Bradford. And it's a process, and it will continue to be a process. So it's, as I said, it's not going to be a rigid document sitting on a shelf. It's going to be a living, breathing plan that's open to that change. And all the people who listen to, who will continue to listen to, are part of that process. It's our plan for the people. There was also a survey, I believe, as well. So in addition to these 10 plus sessions, we commissioned a survey with Bradford Cultural Place Partnership, and there was about 1,700 responses. So there's been a massive, information and research gone into this project to build this. And I want to thank all the members of the Cultural Voice Forum as well, because their voices were so integral and key to doing this. And they gave so much time into creating that process, which is really important for us all.
And Alex, how will the plan work in the future?
Well, that's interesting, isn't it? That this is just the beginning. The first thing we've got to do is get the cultural plan, into the hands of people. And what Kiran tapped on there is that, I've been working in the arts for, over a couple of decades now, but this feels different. It feels like the first time that, it's called Culture as Our Plan, and I hope that when we get this in the hands of people in Keighley or Ilkley or Manningham, wherever that is across the district, they can read this and actually sign up to it, that it is their plan. And there's some ambitious stuff in here. So, I'm thinking about things like we're saying that at least 70% of the people across the district are going to have meaningful engagement with kind of funded cultural activity over the course of this 10 years. By the time 10 years has gone out, we want to make sure half of our workforce in the cultural sector, not only is it going to grow, but then half of that workforce are going to come from underrepresented communities in Bradford District, so that we're more representative of this brilliant, vibrant district that we've got. But if we're going to make that change, we have to start making that change now. So I know at Carla Sangam, we're already thinking about, so we've got big plans to redevelop our arts centre, make it a proper cultural, significant hub in the centre of Bradford for all Bradford's communities. But we're already thinking about, how are our plans going to help deliver against this? And I hope that all of the other cultural organisations and people working in the sector are thinking about that too. But crucially, we also need to make sure that we give room at the table for somebody if they're picking this up in Bingley and thinking, I've got an idea, I know how I can make this happen. Well, we need to make sure that we give people space to do that. As Kieran said, you know, I've been really, really pleased with working with the team who've created this, that throughout the period, there's always been this assumption that this is just the beginning, and we're going to give people after 2 years the chance to feed back, and these ambitious targets, how are we doing? Are we going to reach? Are we going to get there? And like, in particular as well, with 2025 on the horizon, and the fact that we're gearing up, and you know, we know we're going to be City of Culture if we get that right. Well, these are ambitious things that actually it's a milestone on the way for the journey for us there as well. And you know, just to finish, like, what I also think is really important as well is that we've got Kirsten and we've got Susan here, and too often I've seen cultural strategies being developed and you look at it and you think this is great, but there's no buy-in from the council. There's no buy-in strategically, but for the first time, Bradford, I don't know whether other people feel it, but it feels exciting. It feels like we're going somewhere. It feels like we're all going in the same direction, and I can't wait for people to see this, sign up, and yeah, let's get started.
Yeah, thank you.
And Tanya, I want to just thank Kieran and Alex and actually everybody who's worked on this plan. Look, this is a plan that backs the creative energy, talent and passion of the people of Bradford. This is your plan, our plan, it's our plan together. I want to give you a cast iron assurance. There are no dusty shelves, for one thing. It's not going to sit on those. And absolutely, you've got that commitment and buy-in from the kind of leadership of the council. You know, we're showing that by making the investment, by backing this plan. We want to be part of this journey, and we want to learn through this because, you know, it's a collaborative and we all need to learn together and deliver together. And wherever you are in the district, whatever creative spark is in you, let it flourish and come and be part of the journey.
Thank you. So let's hear more about Culture is Our Plan. There are 10 ambitions and we asked people to talk about them. Here's what they had to say.
Bradford is expanding. It's actually expanding.
How would I make somebody understand Bradford? By telling its story.
Getting to know the people.
Everyone's a character. There's characters everywhere.
There's a lot of creativity in Bradford, like a lot.
People that are working class, that have really big stories to tell, and a lot of the times people's ideas are starting from scratch.
It's almost like we're given a new box to think outside of.
We're going to do some Dubai stuff in Bradford.
Do you have genuine plans about redeveloping Bradford?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
While everyone else was asleep during COVID, everyone else slowed down. Bradford didn't. Bradford adapted. All the businesses adapted.
If you look at the history of Bradford, there's always been an entrepreneurial or innovative spirit to it, you know, like the Industrial Revolution.
It used to be the centre of the cloth trade.
We're the second most entrepreneurial town in the whole of the UK. London's after us.
We now really need to showcase the amazing history about Bradford, but also the future and potential Bradford has to offer.
Working in partnership with other organisations, trying to do more work with local communities.
To help people to kind of relearn what Bradford is really about.
I want to be able to bring people back together because Bradford is a city of sanctuary.
The whole point of this place is it's supposed to be like an oasis.
My goal was really to create better life for my children, and I didn't want them to experience exactly what I experienced.
I realised how precious Bradford is to me.
This is the place where I could start from beginning, and I did start from beginning.
It's a very affordable place, Bradford. Rents are not too high, so I could just focus on doing my artwork. So it's meant that I can take more risks. It's about building that and selling ourselves as a creative district. We're also really good for filming, aren't we? As a filming location.
The opportunity that City of Culture gives us is to make sure that every single person in Bradford engages with arts and culture.
Yes, bro. You're good.
Well, what's going on? Are you doing Pishy, all right? Come on, I'll show you something. We're in the heart of Bradford right now.
This is an old ex-department store. Oh, how many studios have we got? About 15 studio, 15 independent artists in this space.
A place that might be seen as almost redundant, and recognising that the community always has a use for a building if they can get access to it. Bradford's really good at that, actually.
Somebody else would have walked in and thought, no, there's no way this space can transform. But I just saw the potential in the space, and I saw the people who could come in and their lives that would be transformed.
But now we're thinking bigger, you know what I mean? We're coming up with bigger opportunities. opportunities.
Bringing art into communities and giving them the power to create things and do things themselves.
Especially young creatives. You've got like the Media Museum. It's like a nice opportunity. It's somewhere I can visit and be like inspired.
There are particularly young people who have a lot of talent, have a lot to say, and have a particular view of the world.
Bradford is going to be the youngest city in the next 5 years or so.
The progress at the minute is that Bradford is getting its investment, and a lot more people are looking at Bradford as a place to learn and grow.
A lot of grassroots things are getting a lot more funding, so a lot more opportunities will arise as well for people who are not in this scene.
Whatever funding and whatever activities are happening, they need to be fairly distributed across the city. In different parts of the city you'll get different communities, so it'll be nice to do some projects where we mix those together.
And working into hard-to-reach communities particularly does really take a long time, and you have to really get to know the people, they have to trust you.
You need to add a personality to an organisation for people to really trust it and approach it. Stop being names and they need to start being faces.
We want to be able to get big organisations to come to Bradford to offer this service, but really make it meaningful and reach people.
People here want these opportunities and they want to access these things in their lives, but unless you put them there, how are they going to?
You've got to show love to get love.
And it is about who you know. It is about networking.
We're quite tight as a community.
You will succeed as long as you really know why you have come to Bradford to do business.
It's a land of opportunity if you play your cards right, you know what I mean?
This is just one small aspect of what Culture is Our Plan could possibly be.
It's so much fun and it's so exciting and it's so inspiring, but it's also hard work and you have to be willing to put in that graft.
I feel like there's some pretty hot shit that's going to happen if that happens.
Hot shit.
I'm on a mission trying to get it together, spending whatever to get me connected with you.
It's so great to see Bradford take on those bold ambitions for the future of the Bradford district. Those ambitions have come directly from the long consultation process and have been pushed forward by our cultural leaders here in the region. Leader of Bradford Metropolitan District Council, Susan Hinchcliffe, caught up with Darren Henley, Chief Executive Officer at Arts Council England, to hear his thoughts on this exciting new plan and how the Arts Council plans to work with Bradford District in the future.
So Darren, welcome virtually to Bradford District, and it's lovely to have you with us. Wanted to talk to you this morning about Bradford and how you see it nationally as Chief Executive of the Arts Council England. Obviously, you've been here many times before. Do you want to say really how Bradford fits in with Arts Council England's plans?
Yeah, good morning, Susan. And the first thing I say is I'm really sad not to be actually physically with you in Bradford. As you say, it's a city and a district that I've been to many, many times. And, the thing that always strikes me about Bradford is the assets you've got. You've got a fantastic place, you've got fantastic people. And for me, it's a real definition of opportunity. And I think it's interesting, that's one of the words that sits in Culture is Our Plan, is at the heart of that. And it's an exciting place, it's a young place, and I think it's the sort of place where we can do things differently and for the first time. So what I'd like to see over the next 10 years is us continuing to work in partnership with people across Bradford, but also to be an investor, and also for all of us who care about Bradford to think to ourselves, what can we do differently? What can we do new? What can we do that benefits the people who live here, but also takes that Bradford name out of the national and international stage?
So obviously we've got Culture is Our Plan, which is our new strategy. You also have a new plan, a new strategy called Let's Create. It's great that the two things are being launched more or less at the same time. Do you want to tell us really how you think the two strategies align, how the two organisations therefore can work together?
Yeah, it's really far-sighted that the council have got this 10-year plan. Not many places around the country have that. So I think it's really to your credit that you've got this. We've got a 10-year plan that we want to say, what can we do for arts and culture for people across the country? One of the things we believe really strongly in is that we're an arts council for absolutely everybody, wherever they are in the country. So having big cities like Bradford that maybe in the past haven't had culture talked about as much as it should have been, to have it absolutely at the heart is really, really important. And I think it's about saying to people in Bradford, we want to work to bring the best of what's possible to you in Bradford, but also for people in Bradford to co-curate, to make things and to take it for people who live here, but also to take stuff that can come out and be touring around the country, can be known nationally and internationally, that is actually born and made in Bradford.
for us as Bradfordians, as Keelians, we know that the place we represent and place we work is special, and we love it dearly. You also have become very fond of Bradford, which we're really pleased about. Do you want to really tell us about cultural investment and why we should really be strongly positioned for cultural investment, as you've already invested in the place?
Yeah, it's somewhere we're investing more and more in. And, one of the great things is the leadership. And I say this, in all honesty, with you sitting in the room, but because actually what has been really powerful is the leaders across Bradford, whether it be civic leaders, businesses, education, have made the case for Bradford really strongly. And I hear that really loudly, and that's fantastic. And for us as an investor who, we have an office based in Yorkshire, and we're very much on the ground, we're very passionate about the whole of Yorkshire, is also just to say, great, this is a really investable proposition. There's exciting things happening in Bradford. There's possibility. We can build up the number of people who are making work here, who are getting jobs here in the creative industries. We can start to say, in that story that Bradford has on the national and international stage, making things, creating things, performance, exhibitions, these are things that are part of that narrative that you've got for your district. We can sort of amplify that, if you like, and take it out across the rest of the country. So very, very important place for us. We're really excited by what we hear. Whenever I go to Bradford, I sense there's this amazing sense of imagination and innovation, and you can sort of, it's quite palpable. You can taste it in the air. And as well as that, you've got some great heritage assets that we work with as well. And so it's that amazing blend of a really proud history, but also a very young city with so many possibilities for the future. And I think that's a very unique blend. It's not present in many other places across the country.
And thank you for your continued partnership with Bradford District. We really have a good working relationship with the Arts Council. You have helped us grow and develop and learn how to do things better. And in the future, I hope that our partnership is going to grow further and bear further fruit. So thank you very much. And I really look forward to welcoming you physically into Bradford District very soon. And not just to give you a virtual hug, but an actual hug. Are we going to be hugging each other when we see each other again? It might get a bit informal, Darren. I have to be careful about that.
Excellent. I look forward very much to, as soon as I'm allowed, to come back and have some fun in Bradford. So thank you.
Lovely. Thanks very much, Darren. Bye.
After hearing what Darren Henley had to say about how special the Bradford District is, it's a good time to hear from one of our artists, a Bradford-based poet, my friend, the amazing Nabila Hafiz.
Thank you, Tanya. This poem that I'm going to start with is called The Grief of Parting. I dream of my Nana's old rooftop, where the azan echoes resonate solitude. Dawn in the valley, the fireflies dance, and a young girl climbs a tall German tree, fresh for the season. I find myself in the history books here. Ask the clay walls of the stories they hide. Ask my Nani of my strength. Ask my Hala of the long line of women warriors. Ask my mother why she wept. Ask my father if I wear his skin with softness, and if my child will bear the same. Ask the landscape of my bloodline, and of all the songs of all the dead. Our homeland has a heartbeat, quietly contained in a beaten chest, a farewell repeating, if all human suffering began with parting, then how much of grief do we still carry? Grandmother once said, if you wish to die, then do it buried beneath the ribcage of an old olive tree, so life will cost you nothing more than a single leaf, aloof and far, and no one will ever know it was you. But if you wish to be like clay, then bring forth the red and become the softness that we once were. Like earth, become the weight of your mother's birth, when I squatted bare-legged on a concrete floor, and how it all became a single wave in the final moments. I never asked for the stitches, she said, but oh how the hot needle sings against the flesh, and here we are today, sinking our teeth into the ripe body of German fruit picked from branches that grew too heavy. You ask me why I walk a line like heavy burden still carry on my mother's shoulders, the deep brown of my father's skin, the ash tones that we scrub until raw red that still sit beneath a crisp white shirt. Does your name reveal footsteps that disappear in a faraway landscape? Does your skin suggest a sun that worships the delicate folds of a youthful body? Is dawn quartz in the kajal of your eyes? Is the ash of all saints kissed upon your cheeks? Are the prayers of your ancestors carrying you? And if I kiss my love, will it taste of the monsoon rain or of the earth that rises after? The milk of our mother's breast has dried, so let us sit. I dream of Nana's old rooftop, where the azan echoes, resonates solitude. Dawn in the valley, the fireflies dance, and a young girl climbs a tall jamun tree, fresh for the season. Through my bedroom window, I hear the azan in the distance, while Nana's old rooftop still echoes my name in a faraway land. In the alleys, the street lamps flicker, and my mother comes to stand by my side. She tells me of when she was a young girl, climbing jamun trees in the valley as tall as street lamps. I wonder if we can find jamun trees here. She sips her tea, and I hold her a little tighter. Thank you. This next poem that I'm going to read is called Dear Woman, and it was commissioned by the Women of the World Festival, and I dedicate this to all of the women's stories. Dear woman, I carry you on my back and in the sway of my hips like a dance, bending, arching, spine breaking, an eternal ache. Woman, I carry you on my back to say it's okay. Take your feet and let them dip in my waist. Take the burden off your shoulders, lean into me like the waves lean into the moon every night, and I will carry you like water. The center of my palms filled with the abundance of you, a prayer. Something like a woman, divine, something like a storm. Woman, you are a vessel filled with earth, like life, like a breaking of light. You are a revolution, unstoppable. You are ready. You are hope. Dear woman, I carry you on my tongue, split, severed, struggling like an almost dead thing, for every moment that you were made to be silent, for when you chose to be softer, smaller, lesser, more agreeable, for every moment you chose to swallow your words because you tasted red before you could even speak, made to believe that the blood tastes sweet. For countless times you said sorry, made to believe the only way to be a woman is through soft word, through lowered eyes and a sweet smile that spreads like charcoal across a porcelain moon. For every moment you were unraveling at the seams, undoing one thread at a time before awaking in a madman's loom, like nursing a wild thing to shake the entire earth, hoping like mountains that we will always stand tall. And yes, we will stand tall. Dear woman, beauty is skin deep. You are not too tall, too short, too dark. Your scars make you beautiful. Your covering, it makes you powerful. Your brown skin is your badge. Your hair is wild, your crown. Woman, our bodies are entire maps. There is a journey made in each of our skin. Our very fingertips are masterpieces, Midas in everything we touch, golden. Woman, you are Dat Badan, the sanctuary. You are Atet and Asase, Mother Earth, life. You are Kianda, like moving oceans, Emerton of the people. You are Gleti, woman of the moon, mother of stars. You are Mawu, creator, holder of ancestors in her womb. You are Bukombu, the beginning, and a book, abundance, Oshun, divine, feminine, the supreme. Yamaya, mother of all living things. Woman, you are Ishtar, queen of the heavens. Now we search in the skies with her torch. You are Lima and Dahlia, goddess of fate and fortune. Lomu, compassion. Maniba, protector. And Tara, mother of liberation. You are Tomu, passion, and Lakshmi, empowerment. You are Domu, mother of the way. Magu, the elixir of life. Coquette and marked for truth, order, and balance. You are Inari, or Kami, androgynous. Od Anna and Ot, queens of fire. Mehet and Meret, rejoice. Woman, you are and you always have been. Divine, something like a storm. Woman, you are a vessel filled with earth, like life, like a breaking of light. A ticking time bomb, you are a revolution, unstoppable. You are ready, you are hope. Woman, I hear you, and this poem is for you.
Wonderful to hear the powerful and poetic words of Bradford poet Nabila Hafiz. I'm joined now by Susan Hinchcliffe, leader of Bradford Council, Also, Rebecca Paulson, leader of the Conservative group at Bradford Council, and Jeanette Sutherland, leader of the Liberal Democrats and Independent group at the Council. Susan, now I might be a little biased, but it sounds like Darren Henley had a lot of positive things to say about Bradford, and it sounds like he's got a little bit of a soft spot for the district.
Yeah, Darren Henley and the Arts Council have been tremendously supportive of what they see in Bradford, but it's not altruism. They realise the talent we've got here, a youthful, diverse audience, exactly the kind of thing that Arts Council needs to be championing nationally. We've got it in spades. People just need to invest in it for it to flourish.
Jeanette, have you got a favourite memory of culture in the district?
Favourite memory of culture? I think Saturday mornings with my dad going up to Cartwright Hall, and the first thing I ever went to look at was the bees. You could see the bees coming in through the window, and then I'd go on and we'd look at lots and lots of other things. There'd be animals, there'd be art, there was always something different. And you know what? There still is now. You can still go across the district and find loads of fantastic things for families to make memories, but that's my favourite memory.
Jeanette, Susan, what's one of your favourite cultural experiences in Bradford?
So, like Jeanette, actually, from growing up, family and going to different cultural events across Bradford has been really important in how it shaped me. But if you think more contemporary than that, I'd think about something like Dance United in Bradford, which does contemporary dance with people who've never done it before. And that sounds quite esoteric, doesn't it? Contemporary dance.
I've done it before. Yeah.
However, when you see it and you see people who've never done it before, they explore talents they never knew they had, and it's quality dance for us as an audience to watch. And I found that all the productions I've been to of Dance United, I found tremendously moving, actually.
I'll have to check that out. Rebecca, what's one of your favourite cultural places in Bradford?
I may be slightly biased, but coming from Haworth, being a councillor for that area, it's the Bronte country, and Haworth has a special place in my heart. When we've got the heritage culture side of Haworth, you can take your trip back on the railway, you can go up to the parsonage, you can just walk across those moors, waiting for Heathcliff to come across. It is an amazing place and offers so much to so many people.
It's interesting you mentioned the railway. Actually, one of my oldest memories of my first experiences of culture was at first school. We went to the railway station to see the steam trains, and that's something that always stays in my head. We've got so many exciting things happening in our district with this plan, hopefully more to come. I'm going to open up the floor now. What are your hopes for the future of the district, and do you think culture can help make that happen?
Absolutely. So I've always said that culture is one of the big three things to really regenerate the district. It makes people see the districts through lived experience rather than something they've heard about from the news. It also gives people the opportunity to explore talents they never knew they had. The creative industries are hugely important for economic recovery, and it gives us confidence as a place and connects us to people nationally and globally who also appreciate good art and culture which can go on here.
Yeah, I think it's really important that we bring generations together as well. I mean, I see the joy on primary school children's faces going into somewhere like the Bronte Parsonage and doing a writing course and learning about how to write literary classics and doing some amazing work. And that is all building up in them their self-esteem and the culture that we have across the district for the next generation. So it is so important.
Yeah. I think it's a great opportunity for people to be different. I think for most of us, our culture is shaped by school, by religion, by our family. And what I want to see us to use the next 10 years to do is to reframe people's experience of life and to create lots of opportunities for people to participate in ways that they've never really thought of. I don't see this as being a thing for creatives. I think it's a plan to get the creativeness out of people. And I think that's the big opportunity. It's also the big challenge because it can end up inward looking, and I think we need to see that spirit in everybody and really go for it as a district. I think it is the start of an amazing journey.
I think that's really important. I always tell people that Bradford's got a massively rich underground art scene, and I think you're right. I think people just needed this opportunity to let that out. There's so much ambition and vision for the district, and one of the ways we hope Culture is Our Plan can start making a difference is to create an explosion of that opportunity. To underline this, we've got some really exciting announcements to make right now. I'm so excited to hear this. Susan, I understand you're announcing the Summer Unlocked grant and programme.
Absolutely, delighted to be able to announce that today. So Summer Unlocked is a grant programme which is going to deliver creative activity all across the district this summer. We had 170 applications, actually not just from this country, not just from Bradford, but from the globe. And 24 of those have been successful and have been announced today. And I said they'll take place all across the districts and give somebody everything to enjoy. Of course, after pandemic, we've all been shut inside. Isn't it wonderful to go out and explore new culture, new art in the district?
Yeah, definitely. Jeanette, I understand you're announcing something else today?
So very dear to my heart, it's a grassroots community fund for local organisations, for young people and organisations who not necessarily see themselves as part of the arts scene, that they can apply for small amounts of money to join with us on a journey that's going to take us to wherever, we don't know yet.
Exciting. And Rebecca?
Yes, we are really delighted that we are now partnering with the National Lottery Heritage Fund with over £200,000. They are investing with us in all our local community organisations and groups to help them put bids forward. We have a lower number of groups that get successful bids at the moment, so we're hoping that that money we can really invest and then multiply out to benefit groups across the district. So it's an amazing partnership with the Lottery Fund there.
That's great. Let's hear what Darren Renwick, Director of the North of England National Lottery Heritage Fund, had to say about the support for the Bradford District.
Hello, I'm David Rennick. I'm the Area Director for the North for the National Lottery Heritage Fund. I'm also a member of the Bradford Place Board. It's fantastic to be here for the launch of Culture is Our Plan, the cultural strategy for Bradford, at such an exciting time for the city. And it's great to be able to see how the Heritage Fund can support aspects of its own framework and its priorities. As we come out of the current COVID-19 sort of pandemic, it's particularly important for us that we support projects that encourage an inclusive approach to heritage, that build resilience in the sector, that boost our well-being, that help develop skills and training and learning opportunities, and that create better places for people to live, work or visit. And of course, if we can use that to boost the local economy, brilliant. We're obviously keen to make sure that places can utilise heritage, that they have a strategic vision for how they transform their places and how they use heritage, culture and art to do that. And crucially, how they take an inclusive approach to that, engaging communities, but really giving those communities a sense of ownership over how they use their own culture and heritage. And Bradford is such a rich, positive place that has so much to offer and capitalise upon. We've been proud as a funder to have invested in Bradford District in the past. Since 1994, when the National Lottery was created, just through the Heritage Fund, we've invested over £46 million on a range of really exciting schemes, be it St George's Hall, Bradford Odeon, the Top of Town initiative, the Townscape Heritage Project there, or the one in Keighley, a range of museums projects, Cliff Castle Park, Roberts Park, Lister Park, and a real array of really exciting small projects. And of course, South Square, Thornton, that we're having the launch of this wonderful strategy today. But what will really protect and maximise these investments and those of other funders is having a bold and ambitious strategic vision for how we can use these things to transform the place that Bradford is. One that empowers all communities across the district to feel confident, to celebrate and harness their culture. And Culture is Our Plan is that document, and I'm delighted to see cutting through a genuine sense of inclusion, not just active engagement, but true ownership from Bradford's communities. It's fantastic to see such a wide range of voices represented, But the acid test will surely come in how we maintain that sense of energy and ownership in delivery. And to support that, we're delighted to announce, as part of today's event, that we have awarded just over £200,000 to the council, working in partnership to develop a really ambitious and bold heritage action plan to deliver on the aspects of the strategy relating to heritage. And that the themes of inclusion, co-production, run writ large through that action plan, and we'll be funding small grants programs that will really get people to take their own ideas forward and build capacity to act and grow. So let me conclude by saying it's incredibly exciting to be here at such a pivotal moment. Congratulations on what is a fantastic document. And I think just to conclude, in terms of the first line of that strategy is about engendering a sense of confidence and hope. And I really believe that heritage, culture, art, the environment can help communities to really do that. So thank you very much. Congratulations again.
You've heard that word exciting a lot today, but it's really exciting, and it's great to see that Culture is Our Plan is already bringing opportunities to the Bradford district. You can find more information about everything we've spoken about today on the Culture is Our Plan webpage. You can find the full plan in English, Urdu and Easy Read today, and Punjabi and BSL on the 26th of May. Just want to say thank you to everyone that's been involved in the launch today, from the studio and digitally, and a special thanks to all of you that helped make Culture is Our Plan happen. As part of creating Culture is Our Plan, we asked artists across the district to capture their thoughts and hopes. One of the projects was edited by Karol Wyszynski, and you'll find many of the images and words in the plan online. Karol has developed these ideas into a film, and we'd like to leave you with that film. Thank you all for coming, and here is to the future of the Bradford district as we launch Culture is Our Plan.
I am what it means to be human. I thrive where there are many. I am your sense of place. I am community. I am the joy for what it is. I am the finding of new things. I am a window into the past and the journey into the future. I think big and bold. I am proud. I am the stories of the people. I am born of environment steeped in nature and industry. I'm everywhere you look. When you adapt, I am with you. I am your valley, your city, your home. I am your interactions. I am the different ways of seeing the same thing. And I gather strength when you come together. I am fusion. I am your heritage and your identity, the celebration and protection of artistic endeavour. And I am what is passed on. I am the emergence of new tradition. I am the knowledge and understanding of your history and others. I am breathing space. And I embrace all. I am Bradford. I am Yorkshire. I am yours. Culture.